Last time we were talking about how mechanistic philosophy was having its say on death. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the meaning and about direction, how spiritual versus the mechanistic philosophy have they say on these topics, and how science is coming back to mysticism. What? How you can say those two words in the one sentence? So let's go there. It's like a drawing of this Ouroboros, the snake who is eating its own tail, and coming from Egypt, 1600 before the current era. And this is the science which is transcending itself and therefore also eating its previous materialistic viewpoint. This symbol was also used in alchemy as a way of transformation of the mother of spirit. This was this philosophical stone, and also in Jung's philosophy, very important. This symbol is also there as a kind of unification of this things which are conscious and with the things which we are not conscious of. That integration, which was sometimes painful, but nevertheless very healthy in the long term. So you think you are very scientific and very logical, open-minded, but then you get to know that you are stuck in that middle room, and those scientists, the big heads, they are going spiritual. Today we'll be talking how the science is making the full circle back to poetry, to the anger of people coming from the mechanistic team, and what the scientists are thinking about that. Another very negative consequence of that mechanistic point of view from the Jupiter perspective is lack of the direction and meaning, which is coming as a dharma. Dharma, the nature of something, like the fire needs to burn and give the light and also increase the temperature. The human also, we thought before enlightenment that there is some inherent direction of all human beings. Therefore, we have those classes, the scales, we have the astrology, the map where you need to naturally go. But after the enlightenment, everything changed because we are getting power over nature, and then we are not the victim of the fate, but we are building the fate, and we are already in that paradigm after the enlightenment, and we think we have control, we can change everything. And what is very important also after the French existential movement, we can bring our meaning. So we are giving the meaning to our life. There is no inherent intrinsic meaning. And this is bringing some problems. So just as Matthias Desmet is writing in that book, we were also citing before the psychology of totalitarianism. Mechanistic ideology always live on credit. The future, once perfect knowledge has been achieved and perfect technology has been mastered, it will translocate the man-machine into the paradise. Yet for now, it mainly makes people sick and depressed. And this disenchanted mechanistic world, after the Max Weber, the life became meaningless and also teleological. I have to remember this very interesting word. The machinery of the universe runs without meaning or purpose. And religious frames of reference also lost coherence because they are not more needed. So we are replacing the paradise, which was promised by religion, with the man-made paradise using the science. This is very interesting because Srila Prabhupada always was using this quote, "Don't believe the future, however bright it may be." And that was response to many scientists who are always giving those promises that, yeah, in the future we'll be able to do this, or in the future we will create the life, or something like that. And here this same idea is repeated in very similar words. Mechanistic ideology always lives on credit. There is this promise of happiness that it's better and better and better, but there are big side effects coming from ignoring that subtle parts, which is between the atoms and some form of energy, as we will soon get to know. Interestingly, here we are coming to the chapters where the author is showing how the science is coming to conclusion, where it's coming back to this mysticism and spirituality transcending this mechanistic paradigm. And usually in that context, we are talking about this quantum mechanics and chaos theory. And I imagine that now the people from the mechanistic school we are getting furious. Oh, there is another crazy guy who is taking our saintly mechanistic theory of quantum physics and is using that to justify their crazy ideas. On the one hand, I can understand this because this quantum physics was very much exploited by many crazy people. Like there's the special comp which is using the quantum physics that will also tune your chakras to that specific vibration. This offer is only valid today for only 299 euros. I also avoided these topics of quantum physics in context of any type of esotericism, just because of this, avoiding this gaze from this Scientologist. But after reading this book from Matthias de Smet, I saw that he was exactly doing the same, and he was quoting all those scientists like Bohr or Planck or Heisenberg. So in that same context, so you cannot interpret their words in different way. This can really be some form of trailer into the spirituality. So that assumption is still valid. This is the only way to see spirituality as not something backwards, but contrary, to see spirituality as something modern and something subtle and more nuanced. And from the perspective of Vedic knowledge of astrology, we know that this is also aligning to that view. The Jung was calling astrology as eavesdropping the conversation between the gods. We can replace the word gods with some kind of ideas. As Heisenberg was saying that the essence, the source of matter are these energy, which we can call ideas. This is also, again, very close coming to the Platonic ideas, which are the source of the matter. And also we can see that the language of the matter is mathematics. And this is also coming very close to astrology, which tries to understand the karma using mathematics in deciphering the symbols of the macrocosmos interpreted in our micro world. So at the end, we will cite some quotes from the same book. As Werner Heisenberg says, in fact, the smallest units of matter are not physical objects in the ordinary sense, they are forms and ideas. And Max Planck said that all matter is grounded in a conscious and intelligent mind that holds the fate of the world and every human being in its almighty hand. As a man who has devoted his whole life to the most clear-headed science, to the study of matter, I can tell you as a result of my research about the atoms this much. There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particles of an atom to vibration and holds this mass minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter. And then we have both religion and science require a belief in God. For believers, God is in the beginning, and for physicists, he is at the end of all considerations. To the former, he is foundation, to the latter, the crown of the edifice of every generalized worldview. That God existed before there were human beings on earth, that he holds the entire world, believers and non-believers, in his omnipotent hand for eternity, and that he will remain enthroned on a level inaccessible to human comprehension long after the earth and everything that is on it is gone to ruins. Those who profess this faith and who, inspired by it in veneration and complete confidence, feel secure from the dangers of life under the protection of the Almighty. Only those may number themselves among the truly religious. So this is words of coming from the one who was, we could say, the founders of the quantum mechanics. So very, very interesting. And we have also interesting quotes coming from Niels Bohr, maybe in the next videos about that. And here we have science freed itself from all the dogmas of religious discourse, only to rediscover at the end of a long journey the mystical and religious texts and re-endow them with their resplendent original status, symbolic, metaphorical text for that which is eternally hidden from the human mind. So very, very interesting point from perspective of astrology, especially if the words like symbolics are used. The symbolic way of seeing the world. So I was always teaching that division that first we have the symbols, then we have these ideas. So the symbols are showing the ideas, and then we as astrologers trying to understand, decipher what these ideas mean for that specific manifestation, for that specific person, right? So we have symbols, ideas or energies, depending on the East or Western worldview, and then this is translated to the conventional wisdom. So that's all for today. We were starting from death topics, and then we ended up on science, which is eating its own tail and transcending itself for mysticism and symbols, giving away and justification for astrology for its own existence. If you are familiar with those theories, please drop a comments below. I would be very eager to read. Thanks for watching till the end, being here on this channel. Please don't forget to click the thumbs up. It really helps to make this video more visible on this YouTube platform. Subscribe for more, join our Discord community, and if you'd like to see more, then please consider watching this one.